What's up, y'all? I said, what's up, y'all? Look at me when I'm talking to you, bro. Nah, I'm just messing with y'all, man. This is your boy Knockout Boxing 86 TV, and we in here. So check this out, bro. Before we get going on today's video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, hit the notification bell. Put your seatbelt on when you hop in my car, man. That's all I'm asking you to do. And if you want to have me hop on the panel or you want to collaborate, knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com is the email address. But without further ado, let's get it popping, bro. Let's go ahead and get into today's video. And today, we got to talk about Canelo Alvarez, bro. Looks like him and Caleb Plant are back coming to the negotiation table, bro. And it's great news. And I want to talk about it, bro. First of all, let's react to some people's reactions of it, if that makes sense. So, Eddie Reynoso said that they're back in talks with Caleb Plant, likely to hopefully get a deal done and fight in November. So, let me address this from the side of Canelo Alvarez not fighting on, his September date, which is, the Mexican Independence Day, if memory serves me correctly. If that's not the right holiday, I apologize to my Mexican brethren, but I believe that it is, yeah, because May Cinco de Mayo, September, yeah, I think that's right. Anyway, long story short, him not fighting in September, bro, as boxing fans, and I'm sure I can speak for most Canelo Alvarez fans, which I'm a fan of his, I'm just not a fanboy of his, I keep it real when discussing him, but most of us boxing fans and Canelo Alvarez fans, we don't care when he fight, bro. Like, I don't care that he's fighting in November. I understand the historical meaning and what it means, for his people and for his country, for him fighting on that Mexican holiday and how it's a celebration. But even him fighting in November, it's going to be the same thing, bro. Them same people that will watch him fight and that would throw a party and, maybe cook out, maybe cook some good food and have some beers, or if you call them cervezas, have some cervezas. Them same people that would do that shit in September, they ain't going to do that shit in November, because that's what your boy is going to do, bro. Like, I don't care when he's fighting, bro. My main concern is who he's fighting. You know what I mean? I don't care if he fights in November rather than September. I'm going to watch, bro. I don't care if it's on DAZN or if it's on Fox. I just want to watch him fight. So, that part of it, people acting like, oh, man, he's not fighting in September anymore, blah. Like, he'll be back on his regular days, bro. But sometimes when shit falls through, with whoever fault you think it is, when negotiations stall, at the end of the day, business takes a little longer to do sometimes, bro. Takes a little longer to do. And if we end up getting an undisputed fight between Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant in November, if that's what we end up getting, then shit, I'm not going to be mad at it, bro. I'm not going to be mad at it, not one iota. So, I'm all for the fight happening in November, if that's indeed. So that aspect of it, we done with. If the fight's in November, I don't care. It actually gives both fighters a full training camp, both fighters full time to prepare. So I'm actually for that, because you know me, I like everything to be on an even playing field, bro. Let's get full training camps in for both fighters. Hopefully this deal gets done sometime this month, and they have all of September, all of October to get ready for the fight in November. No freaking excuses, bro. That's how I like it. That's how I want it. So I'm cool with that. Now, as far as people that were saying Al Heyman and PBC, they were doing a multiple fight deal, Canelo walked away because it was a bad deal, because they didn't offer him, bro. If you walked away and you were in the right and it was a bad deal, you wouldn't go back to the table, bro. You know what I'm saying? So this notion that Al Heyman and the PBC were trying to do something to Canelo that was unfair, they weren't trying to get a deal done, or they were making these crazy demands and shit like that. The fact that Canelo and his team are back at the table talking to Caleb Plant lets you know that there was some good stuff in the offer, bro. Because if it wasn't some shit that intrigued you, you wouldn't go back. You had an opponent in Bivol that was willing to come, catch weight, that was willing to do all of these things, fight you in September. He was willing to do all of that shit. So for you to be like, nah, we're going to go ahead and go back to talk to Caleb Plant, they had to be offering you some shit. They had to be saying some shit that you was liking, right? Otherwise, you just fight Bivol. He's on DAZN with you. That's your promoter, Eddie Hearn. That's an in-house fight. That fight is easier to make. So clearly, Fox and the PBC, they were offering some shit that like Canelo, like, nah, you know what? We finna go revisit this Caleb Plant shit. So we can dead that, bro. We can dead that whole argument. Oh, the PBC was trying to do this. Oh, Fox was trying to do that. We can dead that argument, bro. Because if they were trying to do all those things, if they was trying to do some shit that Canelo and his team felt was unfair, whether you think that they were trying to lowball Canelo with his pay, or you think they were trying to tie up Canelo for 3 or 4 fights, if they were doing any of that shit, and it was something that forced you to walk away, you wouldn't come back to it, bro. So the fact that they back in talks, leads me to believe that the deals were pretty good, what Canelo was offering, which gives further credence to what Caleb Plant was saying, because not only did Canelo and his team come back to negotiate with Plant and try to get this undisputed fight done for November, they also never refuted the shit that he was saying that Al Heyman, the PBC, and everybody agreed to with the $40 million, the pay-per-view rights, the Mexican TV rights, the Hennessy sponsorships, the rematch clauses, all of that shit that Caleb Plant and them said they agreed to. Canelo's team never refuted it, and now they're coming back to the table. So that should lead you to believe, if you're a reasonable person and you're thinking objectively, that should lead you to believe, like, oh, maybe Canelo was being a bit of a diva. Maybe, you know, the deal at Fox BBC wasn't so bad after all, because why would Canelo come back? And at the end of the day, someone of Canelo's stature that's worth the hundreds of millions of dollars, that's accomplished the stuff that he's accomplished in his sport, if he's a little bit of a diva or a lot of bit of a diva, that's what comes with the territory. I don't give a shit about that. What I want is for this fight to happen, bro. This is the fight that I want. You know what I'm saying? Bivol's manager came out and said, you know, to get to another part of this whole deal with them being back in negotiations, he said he understands Canelo going back to talk with Plant. So he's confirming that talks have broken off between Bivol and Canelo, right? He understands Canelo going to revisit the Plant fight because of legacy, but he believes that the boxing fans were more intrigued by the Bivol fight, and that it's actually a better fight. And my opinion is this, bro. Is Bivol versus Canelo more intriguing to me as a boxing fan from a competitive standpoint? I'd have to say no. I'd have to say no. I think Caleb Plant and Bivol can both fight. I'm not of this mindset like a lot of people that Canelo can just roll over Plant, right? And I'm not of this mindset that Bivol is some juggernaut and some difficult-ass fight for Canelo that Canelo can't handle, bro. I believe Caleb Plant can be just as difficult for Canelo as Bivol. So I understand where Bivol's manager is coming from, because he wants to fight for his fighter, bro. So of course he's going to be like, yo, this is the fight that the fans want. This is what they really want to see. But at the same time, like, yeah, while that's a very good fight, boxing fans want clarity in a 168-pound division. You had a history on the line. You got the legacy on the line. You got undisputed on the line. And Caleb Plant, for, you know, his lack of competition, with Uzkaki being his first fighter, you know, I mean, his toughest test, so to speak. Well, all that shit being true, and I believe all that shit to be true, and part of the reason why I say Plant may struggle against Canelo is because he hasn't had the requisite fights to get him ready. He hasn't fought the type of stiff competition to get him ready for somebody of Canelo Alvarez's caliber. But we can't ignore the athleticism of Caleb Plant. We can't ignore the hand speed of Caleb Plant. We can't ignore the amateur pedigree of Caleb Plant. We can't ignore the overall boxing skills of Caleb Plant. You know what I mean? We can't ignore that shit. So if Caleb Plant comes in there and puts on a great performance and he's in shape and he's ready and he doesn't wilt under the pressure, he can make that fight very competitive. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we look at let me see here. Give me 1 second. I mean, we can say that we have some of the same questions about Dimitri Bivol. You know, at the end of the day, Dimitri Bivol, he's 18-0, right? But did y'all watch him fight Craig Richards? Because I watched him fight Craig Richards. He didn't look that great. He himself hasn't been an active fighter. And Craig Richards, no disrespect to him, but he wasn't some world beater. You know, when Bivol beat him, and you're only as good as your last performance, right? So people shitting on Caleb Plant for how he looked against Truax. I think Caleb Plant looked better against Truax than Bivol looked against Craig Richards. You know what I'm saying? So overall, like, to say that, and I'm getting to the point about Bivol's manager, to say that Bivol is just so much more of a competitive fight for Canelo Alvarez, he's so much better than Caleb Plant. To say that, I think you're missing the mark a little bit, because when we look at these fighters' last 2 fights, and that's what you got to go off of when you're looking at this boxing shit, you're only as good as what you did most recently. Caleb Plant dominated Truax. Caleb Plant's fight wasn't close. Craig Richards had some very good moments against Dimitri Bivol. Very good moments against Dimitri Bivol. Dimitri Bivol had a long-ass layoff. Dimitri Bivol has fought once in the last 2 years. Caleb Plant has been more active. You know what I'm saying? So with all of that being said, plus you add to the fact that Undisputed is on the line in history and legacy, I'm not of the mindset, and I'm just not going to sit up here and act like Dimitri Bivol is just so much more competition for Canelo than Caleb Plant is. And at the end of the day, I want this undisputed fight. I'm all for undisputed. I'm all for undisputed. It gives us clarity. I like that Josh Taylor type of undisputed. I like what Jermaine Taylor had back in the day. I like the Evander Holyfield type of undisputed. The Teofimo Lopez shit where you got some franchise and all that shit on the line. I don't like that shit. The Tyson Fury trying to duck out and duck and hide from his contractual obligations. I don't like that shit. This shit right here, though, where nobody has any tie-ups. You know what I'm saying? The fight can get made. This is the shit I love, bro. We one fight away. Make the shit happen. So overall, this is great news about Caleb Plant, Canelo Alvarez being back in talks. I just hope they get the fight done. Let's get it done. Iron out the details. By all accounts, seems like most of it was already done. They just had a couple of sticking points. Caleb Plant give a little here. Canelo give a little there. Make the fight happen so we can break it down, so we can do our predictions, so we can look forward to yet another undisputed fight in 2021, bro. We've had Josh Taylor become undisputed. Jermell Charlo versus Castano. That fight ended in a draw, but that fight needs to happen again. They need to start negotiating very, very soon, bro. Very soon. I need to see that fight at the end of the year in 2021, and then we can get this Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant undisputed, bro. It'd be an absolutely, positively great year of boxing if all of this shit could happen, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Comment down below. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video. Are you excited that Canelo's back looking like he might fight Caleb Plant? Or did you prefer the Dimitri Bivol fight? I prefer the Caleb Plant fight, bro. For all the reasons that I just named in this video. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I appreciate everybody watching the video. Don't forget about the live show that we do every single Wednesday. This one's coming up Wednesday, August 11th. You Got Knocked the F Out, episode number 6. It's going to be lit, man. It's going to be a great show. So y'all come hang out with your boy on Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. I appreciate everybody watching the video. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. And with that, we out here, y'all. Peace.